Welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I'm joined by
Jason
and Kelly, or not Kelly,
Erik. You know that you're half dwarf, right?
I think
What if I'm
Erik,
the Brad Pitt of dwarf kind?
Kelly, his wife, fucked it a lot.
What's up, guys? It's Steve. I had hair when I was younger.
Like, watch this, guys. I'm gonna totally make them do it. Oh!
And test. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Steve with Hap Gaming, and welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I'm Steve. I already said my name. I'm joined by
Erik.
Kelly.
and Rick.
And this week we watched Daddy's Home 2, directed by Sean Anders, written by Sean Anders and John Morris, starring Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, and Mel Gibson. IMDb synopsis: having finally gotten used to each other's existence, Brad and Dusty must now deal with their intrusive fathers during the holidays. So what'd you guys think?
Oh, Jason's not here to talk about the IMDb.
I know, right?
That's right.
I like the movie. I mean, and also sorry for being a little late. We've had technical issues. As you guys know, our place burned down, and then so right now we're camping, essentially camping on somebody else's place with no electricity. So we're using a generator, which you might be able to hear in the background. Hopefully not. So my dad's got his trailer, and it has like a built-in generator, but it uses a lot of gas.
Yeah.
So he's been like plugging an inverter into his pickup, okay, to try and use that to watch the TV. So then today, I'm like, okay. So then today he decides he's going to plug in to my generator to his trailer, which needs like 4 of my generators to even run one of his trailers. Okay. It's got like a lot of crap to it. So he claims all these things are turned off. We plug it in, and I'm not shitting you. Like stuff in my trailer, because we have like our trailer plugged into one of his plugs because it doesn't use that much juice.
Yeah.
We have like our hot water heater turned off 99% of the time. And then all it has to run is a freezer, when it kicks on, and then a refrigerator. That's it. We have nothing else is hooked up. Because I know how to use like those,
Your brain?
the little breakers and stuff.
Your brain.
So my dad says this. I go, well, go double check and make sure the right things are turned off. Oh, they are. So I plug it in, and then like electrical smoke, my computers turn off, like everything fucking shorts out.
Sweet.
And I'm like, oh my God, we just ruined my like. I have one computer left, and we just ruined it.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like, are you fucking serious? Anyway, so, and then it turns out they didn't get wrecked because they were plugged directly into the generator, but there was electrical smoke coming out of our trailer. I have no idea what the hell that's from. And he blew out his inverter. So I was like, Dad, why don't you just start your pickup to charge these batteries? And he's like, well, it's probably more expensive. I'm like, explain to me how a diesel pickup idling is going to use up more than a generator, like turned up to the max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea, man. I'm like, So in the midst of that, we so then like 10 minutes later, no, that's not true. Like 30 minutes later, he decides, oh, I'm going to start my generator. And in the meantime, I had just his TV and stuff plugged into our generator, but he had like stuff turned off to his trailer, and then like a double-ended plug into his trailer to like feed it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I think the problem with that is that like when you turn on a normal generator, I think you have an opposing polarity. I was trying to figure it out, but I think that's what happened is we had opposing polarity AC stuff, which is not good, and luckily my generator just kicked it out. So I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, buddy? Anyway, so tomorrow I'm gonna cut an end off of a cord and feed it through the side of his trailer, and then set up just like like a regular extension cord set up and then tell him, well, tough titties, buddy, you've almost blown up my generator twice now. It's either this or nothing. So let's just do this because I know, because that's how I have mine. I have a cord coming in the side and then a regular surge protector. And guess what? I haven't had any problems in the length of time that we've been, staying in the trailer and whatever. We've never had any problems, like ever.
Well, I'm glad you said that you were going to set it up like an extension cord style thing. I thought you were just going to like toss a cord that you had like, frayed the ends and plug it into something. He's just going to like walk around. I know,
like
there.
just like hardwire the TV into the end of the cord.
He just like grabs a hold of it, like, shocks the fuck out of himself.
There we go.
That'll teach you, son of a bitch.
Not Chevy Chase.
See, that's what my dad has done. Okay, he literally has 2 cord. Okay, so you know how you have the male end of the extension cord? He has 2 of those on the same cord, and he hooked them together with electrical tape and twisting the wires together.
God damn it.
Okay, this is not a joke. Like, that's what he did. So, like I said, I think what ended up happening is when he started his generator, he had reverse polarity, and it blew out his inverter.
You better learn how to do that Mark Wahlberg thing where he starts Will Ferrell's heart in this thing. After he shocks the fuck out of himself for cutting that tree down, or the cell tower down.
Man. How could you actually do that? It's obviously not wood material. You can't get into it. You could, nick it, and that's about it. You go, oh, it has a different feel than wood. I mean, I know it's for movie purposes, whatever, but
yeah.
It's a little goofy.
So as you guys know, I have operated a chainsaw murdering trees for a living.
No,
right?
I didn't know that.
I had
so one tree that I was trying to cut down had a railwood spike in it, put into it when it was like 5 years old or something. I mean, it was tiny. It was like way in the tree, and this was like a giant sugar pine tree. So I'm cutting in, and I hit the railroad spike. And that's the end of that. It's not going to go anymore. You immediately wreck your chain. You just throw it away. It's no good. And then it stops cutting. So the funniest part about this is basically for him to have done that, he would have had to have like a chop saw blade on his chainsaw. Meaning like no chainsaw at all, just a chop saw blade. And then he could have probably taken him like, well, I mean, you guys could guess how long it would take a chop saw to go through a pipe that big.
He's got the same chainsaw from that guy in not Demolition Man, Running Man.
Oh yeah, Running Man. Got carbide edges and stuff.
Just cutting through metal with no problems, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh,
you got that special ninja chain from the ninja store.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really good. Me and my daughter watched it. She wanted to watch it the first time, like when I bought this. I don't know when the fuck did we whenever this movie came out on Google Play or whatever
a while ago.
Yeah, and we watched it 4 or 5 times. She fucking loves this thing, and it's like this is the first live action movie that doesn't have little kid stuff in it. That she's just like, this is hilarious, Yeah. She's laughing her ass off. Yeah, she's laughing her ass off when he shocks the fuck out of himself, cutting the thing down. She loves the part where the girl's turning the fucking thermostat up.
The dad's right there.
Keep your house in order. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just laughs her ass off this whole thing.
Yeah, and there's good kid moments too. The whole boy learning the how to woo a girl and stuff like that.
I love how he immediately gives, like, Will Ferrell gives him the worst advice you could possibly get. To try and woo a woman. Yeah. Go directly into the friend zone.
Yeah. They go through a wedding and prove that you have your invitations. So the dad's all like, hey, what are you doing here? What? Obviously that happened to him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dusty gave great advice. You just, act like you're the best thing she's ever going to find. I'm going to tell you from experience that works.
Damn it, Eric.
Okay. The woman or whoever will be thinking, this guy's a little cocky, but at the same time, they're like, I like this guy. It's a tried and true thing. It totally worked.
Then they realize you're just hopefully helpless, and they're like, "Oh, now I feel bad for him. Now I have to feed him." And then boom.
Yeah.
This poor man can't even cook a fucking Pop-Tart.
Kelly made. This is funny. You said Pop-Tarts, but Kelly made homemade
Biscuits.
biscuits,
Uh-huh.
and biscuits with strawberry jelly on them taste just like a strawberry Pop-Tart. So I'm convinced that Pop-Tart uses biscuit batter to make their dough.
Probably.
It's
Very
the
possible.
same stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is a fucking biscuit. Tastes like a Pop-Tart. What the fuck?
Just fucking
I've been
blew your
lied to this whole
mind.
time. Toaster strudel my ass.
Thank you, Pop-Tart. They're different.
Are they? I've never had one before.
You've had one.
Maybe if you bought them, then I have. If you have not personally purchased them for us, then no, I have not.
I'm sure way back in the day, yes.
Everyone's-
That thing I remember doing the icing for you, the little
Oh, then I don't remember what it tastes like. I probably thought it was a fancy
It's
thing.
more flaky. It's more croissant. Like.
Croissant.
So it's actually like a strudel then.
It's a croissant.
Yeah.
Whereas a Pop-Tart is made from old Carl's Jr. Biscuits, ground up like paper, and then mixed with a little bit of water and then smushed into a Pop-Tart.
And then
Yeah.
you take the fillings from the McDonald's pies and you got yourself a Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, though, we probably just instituted a hit on us from the large business corporations for uncovering their secret.
Yeah, they're pissed off.
Exactly. So if a podcast cuts out, all of a sudden, you know why.
Oh, now we're going to have a BuzzFeed thing. You'll never guess these 10 crazy secrets about Pop-Tarts or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 5 will surprise you.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as you guys know, the Pentaveret runs the world. So after Colonel Sanders got kicked out of the Pentaveret, the guy who owns KFC, or not KFC, I just said that, Carl's Jr., he took over in their role. And then apparently they must own Pop-Tart. Probably Kraft Food owns. I bet it turns out Kraft Food owns Carl's Jr.
Mm.
No, they own so much.
They just
Yeah.
own everything,
Yeah.
I mean,
you know.
can't ever beat a craft dinner.
things.
You know, but we don't
Well,
have Jason
I mean,
here.
you can.
Well, I mean, like we don't have Jason here to defend craft dinner right now. So. that's
Oh,
a
is that
Cana-
what he eats a lot?
Well, that's a Canadian thing. Craft dinner.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they call it Kraft dinner rather than Kraft macaroni and cheese. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
yeah, there's something.
Yeah, like
that.
Hamburger
Oh, I didn't know
Helper
that.
or something like that.
Yeah, it's in some show, isn't it?
It's in South Park.
Okay, that's where I
Yeah,
learned
yeah,
that from.
yeah. Instead of like you know, like Hamburger Helper, they call it craft dinner.
Yeah.
So let's see. CKE Restaurants owns Carl's Jr. They also own Hardee's, Green Burrito, Rourke Capital Group. That's a weird one. Jack in the Box, Yum Brands, and Checkers.
Hmm.
So yeah,
I've never heard of most of those.
I've heard of Yum Brands. I mean, I've heard.
Yeah, that sounds
I've
familiar.
heard of most of those. How have you not heard of most of those?
I haven't heard of Yum.
No, but you've
or
heard of
Checkers.
you've heard of Hardee's and Green
Or-
Burrito and Jack in the Box.
Or that freaking Rourke Capital Group.
I don't know what the hell that is.
I don't know what the hell that is
seems
either.
a weird one.
Apparently, they must have really good food for capital people.
That sounds like an alcohol thing.
They're the franchise people. It looks like they're the people who franchise out the restaurants.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they get free food?
Yes.
I doubt it.
Damn it, that sucks.
So was your guys' dad like Dusty or his dad, or more like Will Ferrell or John Lithgow?
It'd probably be closer to like Dusty, but more drunk.
Yeah.
So he's just drunk.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
he was very much not the running in, giving everybody kisses and hugs and shit like
No.
that. He'd be the one throwing a fucking snowball at you and laughing when it
Laughing
hits
his
you with
ass
a
off
fucking,
maniacally.
when there's a
as-
fucking rock inside of it or something.
Yeah, and then wander off in the snow to grab the tequila he brought and hid from his wife.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want him drinking that, and he's gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
So he tried that shit
that
in the
kind of
snow.
sucks.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drinking when you're not supposed to, that's always a good holiday thing. You know?
Oh yeah, you can do that year round. You don't have to have a holiday. Do you?
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, my grandpa was kind of like a not kissy version of John Lithgow. He was always talking to everybody, having a good time. Like he was the guy who'd be like, "Yeah, let's have a big family vacation with everybody together."
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then my
God.
dad was like, what's his name? Mel Gibson, pitting everyone against each other to try and get them into a big fight.
Just so he could be entertained the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. He still does that, and it's annoying.
Well, like either that or somehow he thinks that that's helping people. Like, I'm helping. You made it worse. Worse or better?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see your dad like doing things.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean he does his own thing. It's it's kind of annoying sometimes. It's like, oh yeah, oh, you're gonna let him talk to you like that? And then 5 minutes later, Robert and I are in a fist fight, and he's like, I don't know why you guys are in a fist fight. Robert got really good at recognizing that and totally quit like falling for it.
Yeah.
And I never let any of the shit he said bother me to begin with, so it was never really a good angle.
You just like to get in a fist fight?
Yeah, you were just fighting just for the pure fun of it.
Well, I mean, before Robert could readily beat me up, I mean, it wasn't a big deal,
Well, I mean, you were just trying to get stronger, fighting someone, that's better than you.
Yeah, that kid is a nutcase. Anyway, but mostly who he would go for is to try and get my aunt and my mom to fight, or those people. So like one of the things he'd do is he'd sit in a spot so my Uncle Oli would have to have his feet hanging off the edge of this couch, and then my grandma'd walk by and fall. It was like one time she's walking by, trips on his feet, she falls over, and then my dad just starts in on Uncle Oli. Why the fuck you got your feet hanging off the couch? Now, part of me is like, first of all, that's not even the thing to go at somebody about. Like, there's 18 beds in all right, there's not 18. There's at least 2 free beds that he could be sleeping in. That's not in the living room.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't sleep in the fucking living room. Go sleep on a bed that's not in the living room. So that's what I would say. I just look and be like, hey, if you're going to sleep, why don't you go sleep in a bed? Because somebody's going to wake you up in like 5 seconds in the fucking living room in the middle of the day. Okay. If you want to sleep there, that's fine. But nobody's going to try and be quiet. And when they wake you up and you start having a fit, I'm going to splash you in the face with cold water and tell you to get outside. Like a dumbass dog.
Get out of here. Go on. Grabbing your sandals and smacking them together to scare them off.
Yeah. It's almost too bad we didn't have like somebody from Mexico to hit him with a chancla.
What the hell was that?
Is
A
it
shoe.
a sandal?
Oh, okay.
Take off their shoe and hit you with the shoe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I've seen those videos. Yeah. Yeah.
Ricky's really into him.
I am. It just does it for me, those old Mexican ladies.
Hey man, whatever floats your boat.
I'm not gonna yuck your yum. Man.
Exactly. Just say, hey, don't yuck anyone's yum.
Yeah. So this movie's great. I love all the weird stuff like the what the hell was it? That deal with the lights where he gets the lights sucked into the fucking snowblower.
Yeah.
Oh,
like honestly, go ahead.
Well, my whole thing was like, how much horsepower does the snow? I was actually thinking this because I got sucked in. Like the effects were great. It looked real. Like for at least a good 2 or 3 seconds.
I bet the Grinch would have loved to have something like that taking down that village.
Oh, I know, right?
So much easier for him.
I wish my generator had as much horsepower as that fucking snowblower. We could hook up 18 trailers to this fucking thing, and it'd be like, fuck you. We're not gonna do shit.
I don't want 16 more idiots out here.
Well, we could have. Wouldn't it be nice though to have 15 empty trailers to move in and out of?
Sure. As long as if I could pick the people too, that could help.
Yeah, that's true. You're like Princess Diana. You get a trailer.
She did.
Even better.
God damn it!
Bring her back from the dead.
Using your awesome generator.
Yeah, could you imagine how fucking sweet that'd be? Where you could have somebody live, they have to stay in the trailer next to you. Could be anybody. I'd be like, can we have it be my brother? You're like, fuck off with that. I'm gonna have Elvis live there.
No, there's 16 trailers. I think we can make
Meanwhile, could you imagine the line of trashy women that would be coming out of his trailer?
Well, okay, so like if you get someone famous, right? Like, and they have to like stay inside your trailer for like to live. Well, then you just get them like like producing music again or something like that, and then you just bank off of that and like either you give me all the money from this or I turn off your power and you fucking die, dude.
I love that, Ricky. You're already thinking like the colonel that fucked over Elvis.
Exactly. I'm saying, you know what I mean? It's like either you pay me or you're fucking dead, dude. Like, I mean, this isn't even just protection money. This is just like I'm just gonna like unplug you. Like you are now my appliance. Like, fuck off.
Now I want to know for the record that Ricky definitely does not mean robots or computers, and that we're not laughing about that because that's serious business. And
not robots or computers. Yeah,
no, yeah, obviously.
Robots and computers are
reanimated
cool,
dead celebrities.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. Could you imagine though, like? I mean, the weirdos that you could end up with in there. I mean, you could just imagine though, you get Elvis in a trailer, and within a week, there's going to be like a 2,000-foot long line of women who are trying to nail him.
So when they come back, they're not decomposed or anything. Like they're like they were before they died.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Are we able to go back to like Elvis' heyday? Because like before Elvis died, he was in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, you could pick any time, man.
Okay, all right.
You could have Elvis as a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
All right. Because I was gonna say, like,
no,
I'm just that's a drastic change from Fat Elvis.
He has to be of at least legal age for Kelly, okay, Eric?
Because I watched.
That's why I wanted the 13-year-old boy. That way I don't have to worry about it.
But then I can't just say to him, "Love me tender."
No, you'll be like, oh God, you'll never be able to live with yourself.
I'll just have him teach me guitar or something.
Yeah,
because I obviously lost that skill.
It'd be hilarious though. Had the line of trash I'd be like, "Hey, Elvis, can you? I got this buddy, and he lives down in California. Do you think you'd turn the lights off and let him do the old switcheroo with you? I bet he'd enjoy it. And you probably need a break, right?" He'd be like, "My dick's gonna fall off." and then I'd be like, "Ricky, you got to save the king's dick. Get your ass up here."
Right up there with some like Vaseline and some tape. I'm like, all right, where's the king's dick at? I got this. Yeah. I know what to do. I've been in this situation before.
Yep. God damn it, Ricky. You'd end up there with fucking Vicks Vapor Rub, though. You're like, fuck, I don't have any Vaseline.
Like, this has got Vaseline in it.
I can see it now. Ricky bursting in the door. Get me to the water. Oh, it burns. Ricky, what the hell did you put on there? Vapor Rub. God damn it! I thought I could warm it back up by putting hot sauce on there, but it just made it worse.
Oh, rub. I thought it would feel good rubbing it on.
It's like that KY jelly that's heats up.
Oh God, fuck that.
Oh, yeah.
Hell no.
Fuck that shit.
I've had a bad experience with that.
Same here. So then you're like, hey, this is kind of nice. Hey, it's not stopping. Hey, let's get in the fucking shower now.
No, I had an experience with somebody where I was, they put it on, I didn't know, on themselves.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went to go down and pleasure them orally and got it all over my face.
Nice.
And I thought there was something wrong with me because I'm like, why the fuck is my mouth burning? I actually, for a second, I'm not even shitting you guys for like.
I have rabies?
For like a good, no, it was worse than that. I'm like, wait a second, do I have the world's fastest acting gonorrhea or herpes or something? Oh my God, I've got super herpes AIDS now. Shit. What am I doing? Then I had that long talk with myself in my head that takes like half of a second where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with myself with these kind of people? Oh my God.
Oh, that's fucking terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's probably stuff that Mel Gibson's character has had to deal with.
all the time.
All the fucking time, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, also the
know.
fact that he doesn't believe in gravity, but that's just something that doesn't really come up in most of his movies.
And yet he's an astronaut in this movie, so
Yeah.
I feel like him and what's his name, the Hoff hang out.
Terrence. Oh, I
both
thought
their
you were gonna
characters.
say the other guy.
Which other guy?
What do you mean he doesn't believe in gravity?
We can't go into this.
Okay.
I'm looking it up now.
Now, I was listening to a podcast with him on it, and he got stem cell stuff. And his 90-year-old, he was talking. This is no shit. Mel
Yeah.
Gibson was talking about how his 90-year-old dad was impressing nurses with his boner after he got stem cells injected
What the fuck?
because his dad was almost dead. So he took him down to I think Mexico or some South American
And so
area.
they just injected him like in the arm with a bunch of fetal stem cells. Like, here you go.
No, they don't use fetal stem cells anymore because they cause tumors and shit. They use the
Adult
ones
stem
that
cells.
no, the ones for the umbilical cord. I can't remember what they're called. Or they might be placental, but I think they're umbilical cord ones. Anyways, those ones don't cause tumors and they work really good, supposedly.
Yeah.
So
You're
anyways,
throwing out a Family Guy joke.
It is a Family Guy joke, yes.
Okay, yeah.
yeah. So anyways, so they did that, and is that what the gravity thing was? Is it
Yeah.
Family Guy? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I was like, oh shit, is that true? Is he like one of those kooky people who were like,
Well, he very well might be. Let's just put it that way.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, and then you got like, was it Terrence Howard? Is that the guy's name who thinks 1 + 1
Fucking-
equals 3?
Yeah.
Goddamn idiot. Fucking,
Yeah.
I just watched Iron Man 1, and I'm like, I fucking can't wait for the next movie. Fucking Don Cheadle to take your fucking place, you piece of shit.
Now, who is he?
Can't stand you. Fucking, he played
Rhodey.
Rhodey.
And then who the hell's Rhodey?
The War Machine.
Oh,
Yeah, so Don Cheadle takes over for him in the second movie
okay.
because he didn't make. I think it was something about he didn't make as much as I wanted to call him Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
in the second movie, he was pissed off that he wasn't making as much and all that shit. So
Well, of course he was. He
Yeah,
was
what-
fucking calculating it.
he didn't do the math. He didn't do the math right.
Yeah, he did the fucking math right.
Oh, man.
It's like, wait a second, 1.3 million and 1.3 million, that's not the same number. Because I know 1 + 1 = 3, and the guys are like, oh my God, I don't even know where to go with this.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Why wouldn't they have had Denzel Washington do that role anyways? He would have stole the
That's
show.
probably why he would have stole the show. It would have been too much. So
That's
you
Terrence
needed,
Howard?
Cool,
yeah,
though.
you needed somebody like that's. I mean, although Don Cheadle does a really fucking good job, I think he plays a good,
Yeah.
A good. It's not really a sidekick, but partner to
Yeah.
Tony Stark kind of thing. So
Well, I mean, he's kind of a sidekick, let's be honest. And he does a great job at that.
yeah,
I mean, I would like to see Denzel Washington play a superhero at some point, though.
who would he play though?
That's
God.
kind of the problem
It
is
would
that
be
there's
an invented one. It doesn't have to be one that's already.
That's what I'm saying.
incumbent,
You'd have to like just make a
Yeah.
deal there. Make a new one. He can be the Moss, Steven.
No, that's too much of a bad guy. I don't think he would play that. I mean, he has played bad guys in the past, but I don't think he would play that. So, I don't know. He could be. Fuck, I can't even think of anything right now. Did you play good as? Play good as? What the fuck am I saying?
I really wish DC Comics would just get bought out by Marvel and they could just incorporate some of their characters into the Marvel universe. Like, you guys know who Steel is?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, he's like a guy who makes a power suit like Iron Man.
Yeah.
He uses his dad or his great granddad or somebody who was John Henry, the guy who beat the Machine,
Mm-hmm.
pounding what the hell are
Railroad
those things?
spikes?
Railroad ties in.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's like that guy's. Anyway, so he has this giant hammer. Is an awesome character. I always thought it was really cool because he's a normal guy who gets some technology like Iron Man, except he's not super rich or anything. He's just smart. So he's managed to make himself a badass power suit and then stop bad guys.
So was that movie that Shaq made based on that character, or was that just a separate character he decided to have named Steel also?
I think it's based on that. It's just not very well based on it.
It's just not very well done.
Yeah, I mean, because he's not like Superman power level or anything. He's just like kind of strong human being power level, and I mean that would fit in great with the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
But they, anyways, it'd be kind of an interesting thing because a dude flying around without any kind of blasters but with a giant hammer would be pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool.
So it's kind of like a mix between Iron Man and Thor.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's what DC really needs to do is just quit using all these highfalutin characters and use,
Well, what what Marvel did right was they started low. Like their characters don't have a whole lot of power. With DC, they fucking start out with, you got Superman. Granted, you have Batman who doesn't have a lot of powers, but he's still fucking amazing. But you start out with, you have like Superman as one of your top guys. And you throw that out there, and it's like, okay, where do you go from here? Everybody else pales in comparison to strength to this guy. So you're just going to throw these other guys in. Yeah, you can make interesting movies with everybody else, but you just the power
and
level
then in Justice
League
they made his speed comparable to that of the Flash, and I was like, what? That's not even remotely the case.
Yeah.
No.
Like the Flash, okay, so like if you had all the speedsters in every universe all lined up and the Flash was like, I'm gonna race them, the Flash would be like, okay, in one comic he beat a guy who can go instantaneous, like teleport himself. He beat the guy there. He's that fucking fast.
But what about the Flash at the point that he races in the DC in that movie? Because he still hasn't learn how to use everything that he's got. Do you think he still doesn't have the speed, or do you think he still has the speed to beat Superman, like knowing how to use it?
Oh, totally, yeah. He's like, there's not even like Superman's not. I don't know. I mean, the whole thing is really weird. First of all, I don't think a lot of these writers really understand super speed.
Yeah.
Not that I do, but I sometimes. Okay, so it's like your rate of perception. Like they don't ever seem to add that in to their thinking about it. So like let's say you could run really fast, but you had like a really, really slow rate of perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say this person had a rate of perception comparable to that of mine. Okay. And then he's running really fast. So basically what happened is he'd start running and he'd hit his first obstacle. Then he'd fall down and he'd explode. Okay. Unless it was me and I hit head first, he'd just explode and he'd be standing there at the pearly gates like, what the fuck happened? Did I just die? Where the fuck am I at? Man, I went really fast. Okay. But see, that's the thing. Like Superman's rate of perception, if that's the case, should be way faster. Like he's Neo from the Matrix, where he can slow everything down and then see bullets go by. But he doesn't ever seem to use that.
No, he just lets it.
So then then he's just getting punched in the face by Doomsday instead of using his super speed.
Yeah.
It's like, just avoid the punches, you moron. What are you doing? No. It's not fair if you can't hit me back. That's probably what it is. I bet that's exactly what it is.
He cares about fairness, so he needs to make sure that it looks like it's a fair fight between the two.
If he cared about fairness, he'd go back to fucking Krypton and just die there with the rest of his crew.
Think about this though.
Go back to your own planet.
They call him what do they call him? The American, the superhero Boy Scout or something. Now, who else do we know that's a Boy Scout but Will Ferrell, his character, I don't remember, dipshit guy in this movie. And this guy, I mean, he's telling his kid to go straight to the friend zone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what somebody would do. That's how you know the guy has a giant hog, right? Because he stole that lady. Or he stole her, but he kept that lady when Dusty showed back up, right?
Well,
he's got to have a giant rig.
Also, she probably didn't like Dusty, who seemed like an asshole the first time he showed up. So,
that's true.
Yeah,
he is a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah, so
seems a lot better now, but it was
definitely
kind of very much a dickhead in the first.
Well, look who his dad is. I mean, it's hard not to get a little bit something from that. The rubs off.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
yeah. But so my favorite part in this movie has still got to be the whole scene with the wolves. Where are you, Dad? I don't know. The wolves just fucking surrounding him, like just starting to like chew on him and shit like that. He's just laying there face down, not want to move.
Yeah, look, but one of the wolves was marking him, where they were like sticking their face on him and rubbing their glands on him and stuff. That's a good sign. That means they like him. And the other one's like,
for his own.
I want these pants. I'm taking this guy's pants.
Yeah.
These are mine.
These are mine. These seems like nice pants. I can use as part of my bed.
Yeah, I mean that's my move. That's the first thing I do in a video game is I take the character's pants.
Oh, when you're playing Fallout, you need to put a mine in their pants, Eric. When you pickpocket them, they'll blow up.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you pickpocket?
So you got to sneak up on somebody and have high stealth, and then you can pickpocket them. And then if you put a mine inside of their pants, they should blow up.
Okay, how do you stealth?
Crouch. Just like
see, normally what I do is I see a bad guy and I immediately start shooting at them. My latest thing is I managed to purchase a big boy with mini nukes.
That's fun.
So I depth charge them with mini nukes, and if anybody survives, then I go in with a shotgun or I found an assault rifle that has a radiation bonus.
Yeah.
So I shoot that at them, and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm being irradiated," and then they die really fast. Pretty fun. I like doing that.
Yeah.
And I never take off my power armor. It probably stinks to high heaven.
You got like a little like a toilet hatch in there.
Definitely. I mean, that's how I would do it in real life. If I was in the Fallout universe stuck there, I would never take the power armor off.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, we just hold you. I mean, there's no reason to, right?
I mean,
we just have like this little like top port on the very top of it where like we can like screw in like a hose, and then we just turn the hose on, have like a little like drain on the bottom of the foot we could open up.
Just rinse them.
Exactly. We just like rinse them, like fill it up, like shake them around a bit, and then drain it.
Yeah.
And rinse them again, shake them around a little bit. You know.
Just walk through a swamp.
Exactly. You know.
Yeah, that'll work.
Throw some OxyClean into the suit with them.
I wonder what radiation does to bacteria. Like, does it kill it, or does it just like mutate it?
It depends the type of severity of the radiation and what type of bacteria it is.
I know.
Because certain
That's
bacteria
rough.
can survive like
At certain temperatures, yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, like certain bacteria can survive in the vacuum of space where it's getting all the radiation from the sun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a shitload of radiation
That's a
too.
shitload of deadly radiation, and some bacteria can't survive in that. I mean, fuck.
That shit's nuts.
The water bears can survive in the vacuum of space.
So gamma.
Yeah, isn't it nice that those don't just kill us?
Gamma rays kill bacteria.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna get any Hulk bacteria.
Nope.
Yeah, because that's one of the main radiations that would be left over after a nuclear bomb is gamma rays, gamma radiation.
Yeah, they use it to sterilize things. So.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, you'd be sterilizing yourself, but you'd still your suit would be sterile.
Well, I mean, honestly, why would you want kids in that kind of a world, anyways?
I don't know. That's a rough one.
I'm just saying, like, honestly, like, it'd be like, have kids? How about not? I don't want to end up having to eat my kid because I'm starving.
Or you don't want your kid to eat you.
Yeah, there's that too. You're gonna give birth to a fucking super mutant. The kid's just gonna fucking eat you.
Or you don't want to have to be finding Dwight Schrute's old farm so you could look at his notes about how to eat part of a horse while keeping the rest alive to use on yourself. Spock, get out of there, buddy.
Fucking Dwight.
Yeah, he's. So I think I would love to have Dwight on my side. Like, why can't he be a companion?
He's definitely a survivalist. That's for fucking sure.
I mean, he'd be totally fine. You could have some turd like Jim there, and he'd just be a liability.
Well, now here's the bad thing though: is Dwight might all of a sudden like start writing like a new chapter to the book, how to eat part of your best friend and still keep him alive and have him not notice you just ate part of him.
That's why Eric's inside of that power armor still.
Yeah,
The rest of him's
exactly
gone.
right. Ricky. Dwight's over there like, don't you want to get out of that power armor, to take a shit? And I'm like, I've been taking shits this whole time, bro. It actually, and I was reading about, this is how lame I am. I was reading about power armor has like a waist taking care of thing built into it. So I could just be crapping in it nonstop.
So what you're telling me is that eventually this power armor is going to drop a deuce. Like you're walking around like fighting and your power armor just like the shit tank's full up and it's like deuce mode and activated. Just drop this long ass deuce and you're like, huh, okay.
You just fill up the tank and you just purge it onto some super mutant dead bodies.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like eventually, like the tank would just fill up and then like it would just activate deuce mode and just massive deuce.
Oh man.
Well, we got there eventually, didn't we, Steve?
We did. I mean, it took us 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I know, right?
And everybody says it's us that starts it. I'm pretty sure it's Jason every time. He's like, I'm going to say something that gets Ricky to talk about poop.
I've seen my reaction and other people.
But okay, but I mean, like honestly though, but in the condition of like a power armor, like how you go to the bathroom is a legitimate concern. I mean.
That's correct.
I mean, like if you're like in the middle of battle, like you're not gonna be like, hold on, guys, time out. I gotta take the armor off so I can take a shit real fast.
Yeah.
And then like respectively,
hey, I would if somebody told
just,
me
like,
that during a fight, I'd be like, you know what? If you put your gun down, I don't care. You go ahead. I'll take a break too. I need 30 minutes to take a shit. It's totally fine with me. Go ahead, man. And the guy'd be like, wait, really? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Unless he did something terrible, like killed Kelly or something, in which case that guy's, I don't think he'd make it that long to begin with. He'd have to start off with, I got to take a shit for me to even consider it. I walk in, Kelly's dead. He's like, hold on, before you beat me up, I got to take a shit. And I'd be like, what? Why is Kelly dead? What? You got to take a shit? Go ahead and take a shit. That way you don't poop on me when I'm murdering you.
I keep my hands clean. I just washed them. What how fucking difficult it is to fucking wash your hands in a battlefield.
We both know that I would definitely not wash my hands.
Use it to get
that guy'd come back and he'd be like, were you outside like digging in the dirt or something? Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, sure.
Oh man. All right. So my daughter also really liked the part where the little girl shoots Mel Gibson in the head. She thought that was fucking hilarious.
Oh god.
Going to the when they go to the doctors and she's like, I shot a man and a turkey today. Guess which one's alive?
Oh dear, I forgot about that part.
And yet I can't get her to go out and shoot guns with me, so she's afraid of them.
Well, that's what California schools do to kids. They make them really afraid of guns.
Yeah.
Oh, afraid of everything.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what happens.
Afraid of ideas.
Guns aren't going to get you unless some real turd has one. And
the gun is just a
maybe.
tool. It's all just depends on who's using the tool.
Yeah.
More people fucking die each year from fucking hammers than they do guns.
Yes. I think there's more like I'm like 99% sure there's actually more deaths from stabbings and hammers and being beaten to death. Actually, I think baseball bats. I think if you look at it on a year-to-year basis, I think baseball bats actually kill the most people.
It's like baseball bats, bare hands, and the like hammers and stabbing.
Yeah, you're born with weapons.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
hello.
Are like those are like the top causes of fatalities, like right now. Like guns is not on there. Like
heart attacks I think kill more people than any of that.
Well, yeah, but to kill another.
So sugar. Let's be real here. Cookies kill the most amount of people.
Cookies. Grandma's cookies have killed more people than guns.
Probably. I mean, that's
get
exactly
grandma's
right.
cookies.
Come on down to Soggy Tots and have some of Grandma's cookies.
Oh God. That is just the greatest fucking thing in the world.
Fucking Soggy Tots.
Please donate to us, people, so we can get this franchise up and started.
What do we call the other one? The other side? We call it something else.
Oh, what was it?
Yeah, well, remember later.
Yeah, I'll have to remember it later. I can't remember right now.
It was pretty good, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So who would you guys rather spend your holidays with? The Dusty's dad or John Lithgow?
John Lithgow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean-
probably. Yeah.
For the most part, I'm a holly jolly person, not necessarily this year, and I like that kind of personality to be around with.
Yeah, my grandpa was like that. One of the things I regret the most was not paying more attention when he was sitting there talking to me. Part of it was, I was like 8 years old, so I was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
It's
That's how
like
8-year-olds are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, probably 20 years from now, there'll be a chip you put in where you can, remember exactly what everybody's told you, which will render my poor dad completely useless in an argument, because his first move is where he changes what you said. He like straw mans the shit out of you, right?
Yeah.
Like this is one of his favorite holiday moves. Let me think. Trying to think of an example. Oh yeah, here we go. So you said you were going to bring all the firewood in. I was like, no, I said I'd bring in some of the firewood. No, I heard you. You said you'd bring in all the firewood. And then, so that's one of his favorite moves. It's like, oh yeah, let's just change what he said to some extreme that you have to try. Oh, and then you're like, no, I'm not going to bring in all the fire. Oh, now you won't bring in any firewood. I said, no, I'll bring in some of the fire. Oh, what is it? You're going to bring in all of it or none of it? Fine, I'm not bringing in any of it.
Yeah,
So yeah, I said you weren't going to bring in any firewood.
So yeah, then why are we
like-
having this discussion? Go bring in the fucking firewood, you ass, and as you walk
He's
away.
not joking.
Yeah. You said you were the one who's going to bring in all the firewood. No, that's definitely not what I said. My favorite, one time I recorded him. I played it back, and he goes, how did you change what I said so quickly? Because it was within 5 minutes of when he said it. And we were talking in the 5 minutes. So he thought that while I was talking to him with my phone in my pocket, I edited the words. Now, it would have been great had I sent it to Steve and had Steve edit it and then send it back. And then I played that. That's a great idea. I should totally do that. Just figure out how to have my dad say he's going to give me all of his money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need more samples, Eric. I can't get it all out of here.
That'd be hilarious.
Just fucking keep
I'm
talking,
gonna give
Eric.
you all of my money. There it is, Dad. Plain as day.
I don't know. I think you had too much sugar that day or something.
Yeah. This is a legally binding verbal contract, Dad. You can't get out of this either way. This is rock solid. This will hold up in court.
If only it was that fucking easy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean the antics are pretty good. Like I don't know what you do about nowadays about the kids screwing with the thermostat, other than like I told Kelly, I'd be like, I just put a bunch of saran wrap about chest height. That when she walked it, she'd hit the saran wrap and then fall down, and I'd yell her, "Get away from that goddamn thermostat, you little son of a bitch!"
And the 85 is so freaking hot. Like,
Yeah.
oh man.
Well, it's like that looked like a nest though, so I'm pretty sure you could get in and lock it. But none of those parents are going to be smart enough
No.
to
Yeah.
outsmart
She
the kid
probably
on the
set it up.
technology. Yeah.
Mhm.
That'd be even better. She's just in her room. That's what they should have done, is had her sit in her room and then look down, shake her head, and then turn it up
she's
to
already on her
85
phone. Yeah.
while she's on her phone.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then the
Oh.
makeup Coco, those two were quite the pair.
What the fuck?
Are you bringing me makeup Coco?
Just splashes it all over.
Why'd you do that?
I totally know somebody that if you were trying to grab Coco from them and they were not intending it to give it to you, they would definitely splash it on themselves.
Yeah, who's that?
You know who it is.
Do I?
Yes. You look at that person in the mirror every day.
Don't be fucking with Kelly's Coco,
Don't be-
damn it.
Yeah. It's not even the Coco part. It's just like
She'll
when you
fucking
try and
stab
take
you over
something
that
away
shit.
from her. It's like when she freezes, like you're going to try and push her out of the way from a car trying to run her over, and she just like lock up the
It's
brakes.
obviously just a stubborn thing. Like, no, I'll do what I want. You
Yeah.
can't make me.
Oh,
I think it's a
God.
middle child thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Uh-huh. Well, we'll see if the kid has the same tendency.
That's gonna be rough.
Well, yeah, especially like if she's giving birth and the kid's like, you know what? No, fuck this shit.
I'm going in. There's a worm there. What are you doing?
Like, it's nice in here. I don't want to go out there. Fuck this. I'm staying in here.
Fuck this shit.
That's gonna be the new millennium. They'll be like 50 years old.
I
still
just
in the
fucking like
room.
feng shuied the fucking organs around. All right, I'm not about to leave this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just Kelly's walking by here. Ma. I need some Doritos.
Jeez.
Kelly's just eating Doritos.
That'd be fucking terrible. Oh, damn it.
Having a kid is scary. I don't know how people do it.
Well, you're about to find out.
I'm gonna have to be all responsible and oh god, it's gonna be so much
I
stuff
know,
that I'm not
right?
good at. I'm gonna do my best though. I'm gonna really try.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna be like Mel Gibson where I just don't show up or
Yeah.
you know
Uh-huh.
I take somebody's mom out in the middle of the thing. Like that's trashy. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You do it later on when nobody's looking.
Yeah. You just got to remember, Eric, not to try to raise the kid like you would a dog. Okay. A child is not a dog, so you can't like shove their nose in their poop and pee when they go to the bathroom on the floor. All right.
Well, he just said the other day that the boy's gonna have he can basically say that he was raised by dogs, like
Yeah.
instead of wolves. And
Yeah.
so maybe we should name him Mowgli.
Seriously, right?
Like, yeah, well,
He's gonna have 5 dogs like right off the bat, and that kid's gonna be like, I am Beast Man.
great.
Pretty much like his first day of school, he's gonna come in a chariot being pulled by the 5 dogs.
I hope he learns how to talk to dogs.
Uh-huh. He'll run up to
With
the
the 5
teacher, piss on
dogs?
her leg, and be
Try to
like,
say
"I
perfectly.
own you
Like
now."
Fuzzy's definitely talks. Like,
Yeah.
and so does Luna. It'd be
Yeah.
hilarious if he just comes out he's like, "Roar, roar, roar, roar." And I'm like, what are you saying? He's like, he says he's got to take a shit. Can't you understand what he's saying? Whoa, damn, this 3-year-old's awesome. Wait, did you just say shit? Yeah. What the fuck did you think I said? Oh god,
You're like,
I gotta
"Oh."
quit cursing around here.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it means. It's like, I told you to quit listening to me while I'm working.
So the movie at the end of this, I really want Mistletoe to be a real movie now.
Oh god.
I want to watch that piece of shit because it sounds like a big pile of crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be another one of those like quarter-of-a-star movies.
I'll
Probably.
fucking love it.
Yeah, and Steven will be like, fucking 5 stars, like right off the bat, man. This
Fucking
movie's
amazing.
fucking epic.
Did you see they shot those missiles at those dudes? It was great. All those fucking one-liners was amazing.
Speaking of mistletoe, how about the advice with the mistletoe where you put it over her head, reach down, kiss her, smack her on the ass,
Yeah.
and say, "You're." What the hell did he say? Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn
What
it.
the fuck?
Lucky you.
Yeah, lucky
Lucky
you. That's
you.
what you say. I was like, damn, that's a great idea. I should have said lucky you.
Is that what you're gonna tell Kelly?
Fuck, I can't because then it'll be like, could you like that poor guy's probably got a string of Me Too's going from here to like 1950.
1950.
So many. I wouldn't mind
Oh,
having
man.
another one if you're gonna grab one.
Oh.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
I love a lot of this movie. The deal where he traps the dad in there with the other dad who's talking, and then you could tell he's just like, I just want to shoot myself in the head the whole way. You
Oh
know?
yeah, in the car in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then and then he just throws the poor guy's.
Yeah. Just chucks his fucking bag outside. It's like, what the hell, man?
First off, like you just put it in the car in one of the other places.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the seats are full. I mean,
Didn't either one of those
Gee.
vehicles have racks on the top? You could have tied it to the top.
Yeah.
oh my god, Now, I'm going to tell you guys a true story, okay? When I was 10 years old, we got, 12 or something. When I was some age, my parents got a new car, and they went from a old Jeep Cherokee that was like a box to one of the newer ones that are like the rounded ones, you know? So the inside, somehow in the midst of that, they lost like 5 or 6 inches of inside room.
Yeah.
Okay. And you couldn't roll the fucking window down all the way. It had that stupid child-proof crap.
Yeah.
Where there's like 5 inches of window, so you can't put your arm on the window anymore and like rest it there. So I tried to talk my mom and dad into letting me ride on the rack of the car, tied up. Like for real. I actually tried. I was like, "Oh yeah, come on, just let me ride on the roof. It'll be fine." I didn't realize there was any legality issues. I just thought they didn't. This is what I said to them too. I go, "You just don't want me to have a good time. You want to shove me in that little car where we're all jammed in there like cans of sardines because you don't want me to have a good time." That's what I said.
Seems like something kid Erik would say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not like I would have got cold. I didn't get cold at that point, so I would have been fine. I would have had a great time. You know? Especially if they would have put me feet first. Could you imagine having that nice breeze going up through your leg up to your ass crack that whole way? That would have been amazing. Now, I have had my head out the window before because I had a pickup that did some. Oh, I remember the heater core broke. So it was just blasting and you couldn't see out the front windshield.
Oh yeah, I had a car like that before.
Yeah, so I had to drive about an hour and a half home with it with the window down and my head literally out the window and the thing on cruise control. And in that time I got hit with probably 200 bugs.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, and I've had other experiences getting hit in the face with bugs doing similar stuff before that time, and I was like, no, not face first. That's not going to work.
Yeah, I had to do that for a while when I was living up in Magalia and I worked down in Chico at Godshocks. Heater core went out in the car, and I had to drive down at like 3 o'clock in the morning, so like everything's super cold and like frosty with my head out the window because you can't see out the fucking windshield anymore. Like it's just not going to fucking happen. Not with that white fucking dusty crap that just fucking cakes your window.
Have you ever driven through a swarm of bees?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. No.
So
I've had bees inside of a Timco with me, but
driving like, you know, I do deliveries a lot, or I did, and driving down south, you know, through the orchards and stuff like that, they tend to have a lot of bees and stuff like that just to pollinate.
Yeah, the bee boxes and shit.
And every once in a while, driving down the freeway or the highway, you'll see like a cloud, and you're like, okay, I don't know what the fuck this is. And every single time I've driven through it, I assume it's other bugs, but every single time I've driven through it, it's been tons of fucking bees.
Holy shit.
I've made sure the windows were rolled up, but it was just like, and you just get plastered in the front, your windshield is plastered with bees. It's ridiculous. And all I'm thinking is Erik driving on top of this car with his pants just blowing in the wind and bees right up his fucking shorts.
Right up the ass crack.
That's terrible.
The parents are down there hearing you scream, and they're like, "Oh, you're just having
I'd
fun."
be all tied up. I couldn't even get anybody to stop you. Just be like sitting in the car, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 and then my dad would be like, "Shut up there! What the hell's wrong with that kid?"
You fucking beg us to let you ride up there, and now you're complaining. Fucking deal with it.
Meanwhile, my balls are probably swollen up to the size of melons. So
after that, though, you'd probably be completely immune to any kind of bee sting ever again.
if you survive.
Yeah, if I survive.
Right, no kidding.
Come out looking like Ned from what the hell is it? The Venture Brothers. You know, the Skin Man or whatever. Just all swollen up. So after my dad hurt his head when he tipped a loader cab over, we had to buy another loader because that one was a piece of crap anyways. So we bought this big loader so it gets unloaded. So my dad was still kind of fucked up at the time, and my brother Dan took a day off of school to go with him and make sure that he didn't die or something.
Yeah.
You know. call if he's having a problem or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're tracking this loader up the road. They got to go like 4 or 5 miles. So he's inside of a cab. My dad is, but my brother Dan is sitting on the loader. Okay, on the back of the loader. He's just sitting there. It's kind of cold, but not too bad. He's got a coat on. So they're tracking it, right? So the top of the cab knocks a huge wasp nest out of a tree onto the deck of this loader. So my dad's tracking this thing at like 3 or 4 miles an hour. But let me tell you, it's scary that you don't want to just jump off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like if you happen to get in front of a track, you're just going to get smushed.
Yeah.
So you don't like, so here's my poor brother on the back of this loader. He's on the top of it with bees all over him. And he's yelling at my dad to stop. And my dad's got the boom in the way. He can't see him at all. So finally, and he had crap in the back, like that fell down. And my brother couldn't get the door open. So finally he gets that shit out of the way, starts opening the door. He can't get quite in. So he's in and out of the door yelling, "Stop the loader, stop the loader." My dad's, of course, doesn't, go, "Oh, there must be something wrong." He just gets mad.
Yep.
Obviously.
And he's like, "What the fuck is your problem? God damn it." Blah, 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 blah. Finally, he stops the loader after Dan's like, "Stop the goddamn loader. I'm going to jump off this fucking thing." And then finally he stops it. Dan comes inside and he's got like 18 bees on his fucking face. Yellow jackets out the ass. I mean, all over him. And my dad's like, "What the hell is your problem?" And Dan's looking at him with 18 bees on his face. and then Dad goes, "What the hell do you got all over your face?" He's like, "You fucking knocked over a beehive. I've been up there getting stung." And he's like, "Well, why didn't you say something?" Dan's like,
my bees. Are you for real?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Honestly, I'm surprised you guys haven't punched your dad a lot more than you have. Just decked him like, "Fuck you, boom."
If he wasn't 6'4" and up until recently, fairly physically intimidating, it would have happened a lot. This is my favorite one. All right. So my brother Robert's running the skidder and I'm up cutting down trees and Robert's skidding to my dad who's running the chipper.
Yeah.
And when you'd run the chipper, you'd get all this really fine dust that would build up on things. And occasionally it would catch on fire on the engine. So you'd go put it out. So my brother's skidding to my dad and the engine catches on fire. And it's a little tiny fire, right? So Robert points up at it. He's like, he's yelling at him, "There's a fire." And my dad's like, "What?" And he's like, "There's a fire." And then my dad just points. He goes, "Go skid. What the fuck are you doing stopping?" So Robert shrugs his shoulders and goes back to skidding.
Yeah,
comes back. The fire's a little bit bigger. My brother's like, "There's a fire. There's a fire, you idiot." And my dad's like, "What? Why are you fucking stopping again?" So Robert goes back to skidding. So at this point, the fire is fairly substantial and has now damaged some stuff.
Yeah.
So then Dad realizes, wait, do I smell smoke? He stops the chipper, gets out, puts the fire out, is standing there. Robert drives up and he goes, "Oh, I see you finally noticed the fire." And Dad goes, "Why didn't you tell me about the fire?" And Robert looks right at him and goes, "If you didn't have your head so far up your ass that it came out the other side, and consequently you're over there," what the hell did he say? "Your asshole is so prolapsed that's covering your ear holes, you would have heard me yell, 'There's a fire.' And while I was pointing at it, you could have at least turned your head in that direction." And my dad's like, "That's not true. You never said shit."
Yeah, of course.
"You weren't even, you were pointing at me." And Robert's like, he's like, "Your head popped out for like a second, but I guess I missed the opportunity to say anything that you might have hear." Dan was there. That's how I know that was true. Dan's like,
"Oh man,
I can't believe that happened." Dan was laughing his ass off because he drove up in the water truck right as Dad was trying to put the fire out, and then Dan put the fire out with the water truck. But hilarious. That's what people do, though.
Too bad.
That's
we didn't
why
have
when
the
you
video
have
cameras going out there making our own reality show of the Andersons fucking cutting
People
trees down
seem
and
to
shit.
love that shit too. Like
Yeah.
that, we could have made it really big on Axemen or in our own TV show with just me and Dad and Robert and Dan all yelling at each other all the time.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid son of a bitch was like the most common thing to say.
Man, I could have made so much. We all could have made so much money because I could have cameraman that shit and not had to do all the hard work and videotaped you guys doing all the hard stuff.
Yeah.
And then Steve could have collected most of the money because he's producer.
Steve could have taken
all that kind of
video
stuff.
of me slowly getting more and more heat exhaustion. That was the same job where I was working on, where almost every day I'd see Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny or something, and then I would pass out because it was like 200 degrees in my machine. And I would almost every day pass out inside of it.
Because I'm shit. Like I'm thinking, like all through junior high, not junior high, but high school, I had a fucking camera the whole time. I'm sure some of the stuff happened before high school, but
yeah,
I was well versed in the camera by high school. So, man, we could have made a whole lot of stuff. Although YouTube,
I think this actually happened the year that we, I quotation graduated high school.
Yeah.
Now, for the record, I took an early exit exam, the California High School Proficiency Exam, and that got me out of school. So that should count as I think it counts as some kind of a diploma. That's what you get from high school.
Should have at least been a GED.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. So I don't know. The state of California gave it out, so you'd think it would matter somehow. Probably only counts if you're going to apply to be a janitor somewhere.
Let's see.
Yeah, so
did you have anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, it's just a little family stuff where you have fights sometimes is just like the funniest fucking arguments. Because, especially, did your guys' family ever degenerate where like they get in a fight over somebody tripping someone else, where it immediately goes from that to when you were 10 years old, you shit your pants?
To be honest, we didn't spend a whole lot of time together as a family. So
no,
there wasn't a whole lot of time where, they weren't at work, or it was a lot of me and Ricky.
Yeah.
Is all it was. So,
and a lot of that was Steven inside playing video games and I was outside in the backyard somewhere.
Yeah. So
smoking.
Well, lighting fires and causing mischief.
So smoking.
Yeah.
Pre-smoking.
Yeah. All right. What rating did you guys give this?
I gave this 4 stars.
I also gave it 4 stars.
I gave it a 3.5.
Pretty good from Ricky.
Yeah.
I gave it 4 stars also. Next week's movie is Kelly's Choice. What are you going to choose?
Oh boy. Yeah, I thought I'd go for something that is funny. I need something funny. So,
okay.
I mean, this is funny too, but anyways.
Yeah.
I'm going with The Heat.
Okay, that's good.
Melissa McCartney and Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, I like that one. It's a good movie. It's a funny one.
Yeah.
I would have sworn we already did it, but I'm super happy we haven't.
I believe the only Melissa McCarthy movie we did was The Spy for sure with
Jason Bateman.
Yeah. No, the dude.
Did we do Identity Thief?
Yeah, I was wondering, did we do that too? I have no idea.
Oh, Jason Bateman is the
Jude Law.
Yeah,
no.
Jason Bateman is the Identity Thief, huh?
Jason
Statham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jude Law is also in the movie.
He is, but I'm gonna go for Jason Statham over Jude Law. I mean, hello.
You're not gonna do it with Dumbledore? How dare you?
No, I mean, he's all right, but Jason Statham.
But that all depends on how much money Dumbledore actually has.
No. I mean, yeah, maybe right now.
I'm going to tell you right now, Kelly does not give a shit about money. I mean, think about it, guys.
Yeah. All right, that sounds good.
Ricky, it all depends on how much money he has. Like, what the hell does that even mean?
I'm some kind of gold digger.
Yeah. You're like the worst gold digger that's ever existed.
I don't do a very good job.
You're like somebody gold digging Ricky. Yeah.
Well, pretty much what it would
Ricky's telling Steve, that stupid ass thinks I have a bunch of money. Did you even see what I'm wearing right now? I told her I was a rich duck hunter, and she believed me.
She thinks
I'm one of the
really
Nugent.
She thinks I'm one of the Robertsons.
Okay, no,
She
honestly,
thinks I'm their
Okay, honestly though, I did convince a bunch of people that one of our friends, Neil, because he looks a lot like the guy Sai from Duck Dynasty. I'm like a lot like him. So we convinced a bunch of people that the whole Duck Dynasty thing and the Robertson family is all fake. It's just for production things there. And Sai actually lives out here in California, like showing them like hunting pictures I have of like me and my friend Johnny, like with Neil, like saying that's Sai. Like they legit like believe it's like, really, I had no idea that was fake. I was like, yeah, like it's a total fake family. Like they're really not a real family. It's all for TV. It's just reality TV. It's all fake. It's like The Bachelor. It's all fake shit. And then they're like, what, The Bachelor was fake too? And I was like, God damn it.
That's terrible.
Yeah, like I was legit able to like convince like quite a few people of like yeah, it was all fake, and I personally knew Sai and all that kind of shit.
Sai is an awesome dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of the shows, Ricky?
I don't watch reality TV.
Okay, there's an episode of Duck Dynasty that involves Sai and a samurai sword that you have got to see. It is hilarious. It made me laugh so hard I almost passed out.
God damn it.
It's fucking funny. There's also one with them and like 3 dozen donuts. It's also hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna. If you guys don't have anything else, that's gonna be it.
Yeah, I'm good.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure you guys like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Heroic Adventure Productions, youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions, twitch.tv/Heroic Adventure, mixer.com/Turkader, and twitch.tv/Turkader Plays. You can follow us on Twitter at HAP Gaming. You can follow me on Twitter at Turkader. You can follow Eric on Twitter at
Quick and Severe.
You can follow Kelly on Twitter at
Sugar Snuggles.
You can follow Ricky on Twitter at
Furry Twitter balls.
And you can follow Jason on Twitter at Unbelievable One. It got me again. It got me again. Furry Twitter balls. Exactly. Exactly, Kelly. Makes me giggle every time. Not every time, I guess, but let's see what else. You guys can email us at Steve, Eric, Kelly, Jason, and Ricky at hapgaming.com. Each one of those names individually at hapgaming.com. You can find all the stuff I've been saying in the description on youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions and twitch.tv/Turkader Plays. There's also donate links on there for our Patreon, and I believe there's still, not Patreon, PayPal. And there's still a GoFundMe page for Eric and Kelly. If you guys want to donate there, you can click over there. It's still active, right? I believe?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys can donate over there, help them out after the fire and all that stuff. So if you want to do that, there's a link in the description on youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions and twitch.tv/Turkader Plays. That's going to be it. We'll talk to you guys next week as we talk about the Heat, and join us on Wednesday as we play something. I'm not sure what. Maybe Battlefield 5, since we haven't played that in a little bit.
Yeah, I will try and get that downloaded. I'm not shitting you, Steve. I'm down to the point where I may have to take my Xbox to your house and update it and then drive it back up here.
Oh, you just need to update it. I was going to say, don't you already have it installed? You just need to update it?
It needs an 8 gigabyte update, and at 600 kilobits per second, that's like 5 years.
Sounds about right.
I mean, I'm sitting there trying to update this, and I'm like, what do they think? We have internet streams made of gold or something? What the hell? And this was all stuff I had no problem with, like,
yeah.
What was it? A month ago? Nothing.
Yeah.
But if not, we can play something else. It's all right. We'll figure that out, though.
Yep.
We'll talk to you guys on Wednesday for sure. That's going to be it.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.